Hello and welcome to this reading. Whether you're returning to my readings or you are brand new to my channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Today we're going to be doing a surprise reading. The energy is feeling very open and flowy and kind of unique to each individual. So I didn't want to create too much of a theme for today's reading. So we're just going to leave it open and see what messages want to come through from Spirit today. If this is your first time coming to my reading, I just want to share that readings are really meant to bring healing and clarity. So if any part of your reading isn't resonating with you, please just let it go and let it flow. Take what resonates and leave the rest. So without further ado, let's get into the reading. Tune in with your intuition. Pause the video if you need to, and maybe even close your eyes, taking 3 deep and slow belly breaths to ground and center your energy. Then open your eyes and you will feel one of the groups really calling out to you and your heart. To jump ahead to the group that you've selected, scroll down to the description box below and you will see the timestamps where you can click and select your group. Okay, so if you selected group number 1 with this feather here, then this is going to be your reading. It looks kind of black or dark in the camera, but when I'm trying to put it in the light, you can see there's a golden tone to it. So I actually found this feather last weekend and I was trying to figure out if it was a hawk feather because that's kind of the feeling that I got when I found it, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you are a feather aficionado and you know what feather this is, make sure to let me know in the comments below. But what I'm feeling with the energy of this feather here is that spiritually, we have to descend in order to ascend. And it feels like you're in this descent energetically. You might feel really called to grounding, spending time on the earth, healing your body through different practices or foods. And sometimes this energy may be tricky or challenging because it might feel like you're trying to make things happen, but they're not happening. But a lot is actually happening for you. It's just kind of that this is the process in order to make things happen. Think about a tree, right? It has to be grounded, its roots reach deep underneath the ground, and then sometimes all we see is the leaves and the fruit that it bears up on top, but its roots go deep. And it feels like right now you're almost like digging. You're going down, 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 down to build your foundation, not just on solid ground, but like underground, from the ground up. It's funny because when I was choosing the objects for this reading, I figured that the message for this feather would be a lot different than what's coming through when I'm reading the energy. But with the golden tones shimmering through, there's a lot of beauty and magic to be had in this phase, but it's really about surrendering to this process that you're in, to this process that your energy is going through. Okay, so let's get into the cards. I want to kind of start with a card to represent you. A card to represent you. Okay, so we have death and rebirth. Yeah, definitely feeling that energy for you. As I said, this can feel heavy at times, but just know it's happening for your highest good. And it's a process that you kind of have to go through, as I mentioned, to get to where you're going. So if you feel resistance, that's when you know you're kind of not in the right place, because you need to be surrendering rather than resisting this process. So whether that's focusing on your breath or whatever you can do to kind of zoom out and not get too caught up in the day-to-day details or the things that are getting you down, and kind of zoom out and know that you're in a larger process that's happening over a period of time, and to kind of let go and surrender. And I know it can be easier said than done, but that's really the guidance that's coming through here. But once again, I'm seeing the number 13 on this card, and it's reminding me of that same message of the gold, hints of gold coming through in the feather. It really feels like there is magic, possibility, spontaneity, like a silver lining, if you will, to this process. And like, even though you might experience the depths or even like the void at times, I'm getting, your guides and your spirit team are really sending you almost like signs or synchronicities or experiences that are out of the ordinary to remind you that they're there with you, that they're supporting you through this process, and that ultimately this process is for your higher good. Okay, let's get another card to represent you and your energy here. Okay, we have dawn with new beginnings. Amazing. So a new beginning is on the horizon. Getting that song where they say it's always darkest until it's dawn. So you might be in that phase right now where things feel dark, but remember, it's always darkest before the dawn. So the dawn is coming, that new beginning is coming. And in fact, the deeper you go, the higher you can ascend. The deeper your roots reach, the higher and taller the tree can grow, because it actually has a stable, solid foundation to grow from. So yeah, this reading really feels like gentle reassurance from your guides that they know it's been tough. They hear you, they see you, and they're with you. They're with you in those moments where you're feeling a lot of resistance, and they just want to remind you that you're doing great and that this is ultimately bringing you to where you need to go, to where you need to be. And in that song, I think she says, shake it off, shake it off. So maybe shaking, like I know there's a practice called shamanic shaking where you kind of shake off energies. So that might be of interest to you. You might want to look into that. But you will shake off this cloud of darkness, if you will, or like this cloak. You might feel like there's this like sopping wet cloak on you, following you everywhere. It's almost kind of like when we're feeling down in the dumps, we're feeling depressed, we feel like there's a rain cloud like above us just following us everywhere. But shake it off. It's not gonna last forever, and it's a part of the process. And things are going to get lighter. I'm hearing that as well. So a card to represent group 1 here, please, Spirit. If you're feeling like, it's hard to see the world in color right now, everything feels like it's in black and white. I know I keep repeating myself, but really, like, this is a part of the process, and your guides are saying, trust it. You can actually trust it. Because it's not going to be this way forever, and they are sending you those hints of color just to remind you and just to keep your spirits up through this process. Okay, we have a blessing of the air, which is not surprising because we have the feather here, which comes from the birds in the air realm. So this process could be changing the way that you think about things, the perspective that you have on yourself, the people in your life, any area of your life, really. It feels like you're undergoing a transformation in the way that you see things, the way that you perceive or understand things. And it's almost like to get to where you want to be, you have to see things in a different way. And so that is the process that you're in right now. And your guides also want to say that they know that it hurts. Sometimes this process might hurt. You might feel intense emotions, or just like things are clouded right now. But this is going to help you to bring more of your soul online, bring more of your life force energy online. It's almost like the analogy I can kind of think of is if you go on a really grueling hike. Like, let's say you're hiking Mount Everest. You know, not many people have done that. Not everyone can do that. People have, gotten seriously injured trying to do that. But at the end, you can say that you've hiked Mount Everest, or that you've stood at the top of that mountain and been able to look down at all of the beauty in the land. So you're going through a process that's challenging, that not everyone is willing to go through. Not everyone can go through. Not everyone's energy is prepped to go through this kind of transformation, but yours is, because you are capable. You're fully capable. So we have the Black Panther, step out of the dark and into the light. Almost getting like a shaman energy from you guys. Yeah, like needing to go to the underworld to bring things up to the upper worlds. Maybe you've asked to be in the spotlight in some way, or to be seen for your gifts or who it is that you truly are. But in order to actually embody that and live that, the way that you think about things, your beliefs kind of need to change, or need to go through a transformation. And it's not that things radically need to change, or there's anything wrong with the way that you're thinking or believing now or in the past. It's just that simply, in order to be in the spotlight in the way that you are working towards, in order to be seen in the way that you want to be seen in, you need a certain confidence. And that confidence is going to come from having that secure foundation and seeing things in, I don't want to say a non-attachment sort of way, but in a way where you're not seeking validation from outside of yourself. Surprise message for group 1. Okay, we have Moonlight. Yeah, your reading, it's all about the nighttime. We have the new beginning with dawn, but once again, dawn comes after the night. You could even identify with being in or having recently gone through a dark night of the soul. Whatever you were embarrassed about, or felt like there was something to be ashamed about yourself, or felt like you were running out of time with something, that's actually the thing that makes you really unique and special, and is the thing that's going to help you to be seen by others and not have to seek that external validation. Because when we're being true to ourselves, we aren't faking it. And so there's no wavering in what we're doing, because we know it to be true, because we're living our truth. And so you're coming to accept those unique parts about yourself more, maybe those more magical parts, potentially those more occult parts, those parts that have lived in the darkness, whatever that is for you, whatever parts of yourself that have lived in the darkness, you kind of need to bring those parts out into the light now, in order to get to the place that you're asking Spirit to take you, which I feel like is where you are meant to go. And we also have the owl here. So we have the Black Panther, the jaguar, the owl. So these are all animals that are predators, that go through the night, that use their senses, that can see through the dark. And you have that capability to see through the dark. So that's why your spirit team is saying, don't be afraid. Even if you're in the depths, if you're in the underworld, if you feel like you're in the darkness, you have the perfect skill and ability to be in that place, because you are the light yourself. Okay, let's get one last message here to close out your reading. Okay, we have the 6 of Cups. And at the back of the deck, we have Judgment. I also feel like looking up this number 51 in my angel book. So give me a second. So angel number 51 says, within you, you have everything you need to overcome roadblocks. Now is the time to face your fears and grow. Yes. Yeah. If there was a tagline for this reading, it would be face your fears and grow. Literally. So definitely write this message down. Within you, you have everything you need to overcome roadblocks. Now is the time to face your fears and grow. And that's why it might feel edgy and why you might feel resistance. It's because you're being guided to like the leading edge, if you will, as Abraham Hicks says. And you've never been that far out. You've never been on the leading edge that far out. It's like you're stretching yourself outside of your comfort zone. But you are fully capable of doing this. So keep doing it. Even if it's challenging, keep doing it. Keep surrendering to the process. know that this is, in a sense, what you have to go through, but that things will become lighter for you. And you might be reflecting back on your past, different parts of your past, coming to conclusions about how it led you to where you are now, how it was destined to help you to have certain lessons, understand certain things. You might be thinking about who was loyal to you that whole time, or who's been loyal to you from the start. And you might be wanting to keep those people or this person who you feel like is loyal close to you, and just appreciating them. This is also a person who you may have lived an ancient life with. Maybe a life on a different planet, like not as a human. Okay, that is all that I'm seeing for you, Group 1. I really hope this message could support you on your journey. If it resonated with you, go ahead and comment down below and like this video if you liked it. Feel free to share it with a friend who you think might enjoy receiving the reading. Thank you so much. Bye, Group 1. This crystal tree here, then this is going to be your reading. Might be something that you've been trying to finish for a while, like a task or a project. And it's something that you're struggling to finish. Maybe you haven't even started this yet, but it feels like you've started it in some way, whether that's thinking about it or planning about it, or really starting it, but it's just not finished yet. You're still working on it, but it's something that you've kind of put aside. You haven't worked on this in a while, but it's still kind of in the back of your head. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh, I got to get to that project. You might find the rain particularly soothing for your energy right now. I know it's been raining a lot where I live in Ontario, Canada. Not sure how it is if it's springtime where you live, but that rain could be really soothing for your soul at this time, actually. So maybe going out for a walk in the rain, watching the rain fall from your window. I'm also getting a message about this project that you've been putting aside could be like rain in the sense that it could help something to grow in your life, just like the rain helps the plants to grow. So pay attention to that project, put effort into it, because it will help something to grow in your life. It says 100 pieces at the bottom of this, which is making me think of the movie 100, which is making me think of warriors and gladiators. So maybe you've been in a warrior energy recently where you've been fighting. Let's get your card to represent you and your energy right now. Group 2. I'm also getting a message, don't be fake. With this project, with this thing that you're working on, however big or small it may seem, this thing that you started that you haven't finished yet, don't be fake. Be organic, be natural. Yeah, be organic and natural if you can. Okay, the Hierophant. So this might have something to do with teaching others, with being a teacher in some way, with guiding people. We have the Empress at the back of the deck. Yeah, you definitely have the potential to see fruit grow from your tree. So put effort into this. No matter what phase you're at right now, the effort that you put into this, you will see growth from it. And if you are teaching or sharing in any way, be authentic, be true to you. Don't copy other people. Don't try to be like anyone else. Don't share teachings that don't feel organic to you, because everything is already in you. The template is within you, I'm hearing. So it's just about letting your own flower bloom, not trying to be a flower that's different from the flower that you are. Spiritual growth. I feel like you're experiencing a lot of spiritual growth at this time. Building upon this message here, Spirit, for Group 2. Okay, we have Stone People with Vigilance. And at the back of the deck, we have waterfall with effortless. Maybe this is something you've stopped and started before. And it's almost like when you get going and when you start, it's effortless. Things flow like a waterfall. It's very natural to who you are and what you do. But something stops you and prevents you, and that's when you pull your energy back and you almost become blocked off. Maybe you put up a wall. And so whatever it is that you've gone through this phase of kind of stop and start, that's what this reading is wanting to speak about today. Can we get any additional messages here, please, Spirit, for group 2? Okay, a blessing of the waters. Didn't I say rain for you guys? Yeah. The back of the deck, we have a blessing to shield and safeguard you. So if you stop because you're worried about not being safe, not being in a safe place, not being safe to share. Maybe if you're teaching or providing teachings in some way or sharing a part of yourself, maybe you don't feel safe to share, which is why you put up this wall and why you stop. But Spirit's coming in to say you have a lot of protection, especially from the animal spirits, from the earth. You're really connected to the goddess even. Yeah. So you don't have to worry. But what you have to share is really special to you and to your energy, your soul. So that word organic is coming through again. It's almost like let it happen organically. Let it be effortless. There's not much you need to do, but be yourself, which sounds very corny, but it's true. And you will see, like, it will bear fruit. Yeah, even the way these cards are shuffling, it's very stop-start. It's almost like sticky. Okay, we got the Black Panther for group 1. So I'm going to take it out and shuffle again. I want to get a different animal here for group number 2. Alrighty, there we go. We have the shark. You are perfect as you are. Yeah, exactly. You are perfect as you are. You don't need to try to be like someone else to, we also have spread your wings and fly with the butterfly at the back of the deck. You just be you. And that's enough. You're perfect as you are. If you're maybe seeing other people posting online or seeing other people in your sphere or arena, you can appreciate what they have to offer, but what you have to offer is going to be different from them, different from that, because you're built differently. You have different soul, spirit guides, protection around you and with you, and that's going to be expressed in a different way than it would be for somebody else. Also seeing this card, this is the death card. Okay, this also came out in group 1, so I don't always love to say this, but I do feel like it's relevant for this reading. You could be connected to group 1. Maybe group 1 is your past and this is your present. Maybe group 3 will be your future. Okay, messages for group 2, please, Spirit. Yeah, and I'm hearing your major, because we have 2 major arcana cards out here, and it's just, I'm hearing your major. Like, your major all on your own. You don't need to, you know, be anyone but who you are, because you're already major. Okay, we have intention. And at the back of the deck, we have spark. You might have this side to you that's a little bit stoic. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you sometimes do need to pull back your energy to feel safe, and that's okay. And if you have to do that, you can do that. There's no rush. You can take your time. Your egg will hatch when it's meant to hatch. Your wish will come true when it's meant to come true, when you're ready. So you're almost in the process right now of feeling ready. It's like when you go swimming and the water is really cold. So some people just jump right in and then they suffer the consequence of that shock, right? But it feels like you don't want to go through that shock. So you're kind of dipping your toe in, Okay, getting used to it, then maybe walking up to your knees, then maybe getting out, you're like, this is too cold for me. And then you warm up a little bit in the sun where you feel safe, and then you go in again to your waist. Like, I know this is just an analogy, but that's kind of how it feels like how you're progressing with what you're pursuing here. Okay, let's get one more card to close off your reading here. Any last final messages here for group number 2? Okay, the Seven of Pentacles. And at the back of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups. So another reason you might, take one step forward, 2 steps back, and that's not really what is happening here because you're not taking any steps back. But a reason why you might feel like you want to jump in and then jump out is because you might not feel exactly certain about what you want to grow in your life. It's like you're a powerful manifester, and you know that what you put your intention into, what you put your love and passion into will grow. So it's almost like you have a little bit of trepidation or fear of like, do I want this to grow in my life? Maybe in the past you've manifested things and they've come true, and maybe you're like, this wasn't what I thought it would be. Or I thought this would happen in a different way, or it's not what I expected, or it didn't bring me what I thought it would. So maybe you're a little bit more cautious is almost like the word I'm getting, or even like this card says vigilant, a little bit more discerning about what you're asking for, which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. So that is what I'm seeing for you, group 2. I really hope that this reading could help you on your journey to provide guidance, clarity, and healing. If it resonated with you, go ahead and comment down below. I always love to hear how the readings resonate with you guys. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it, and feel free to share it with someone who you think would enjoy receiving the reading. Bye! Alrighty, so if you selected group number 3 with this little elephant figurine, then this is going to be your reading. So there might have been something that happened recently that got your emotions stirred up a little bit. Maybe somebody pissed you off, I'm almost hearing. But similar to in group 1, I believe it was, there's this message of shake it off, like be stronger than that. Don't let those things get to you. Don't let those little things get to you. It's almost like when people make those little comments like that are on purpose to kind of try to tear you down. What are they called? Like backhanded compliments or something like that. Don't let little things like that get to you, because your energy is so much greater and bigger and stronger and more powerful than that. But it's okay. It happens. At the end of the day, we're all human. And just to kind of stamp your feet, dance, maybe get a little bit active and just try to shake it off through physically, like shaking your body, or like, you know how when they say ducks go through something that like irritates them, they like flap their wings in order to like flap the experience away. I know that I probably butchered that, but it's something along those lines. Okay, I'm also seeing a fingerprint, which is making me think of you integrating something new into your DNA. It almost feels like a DNA upgrade. And I hesitate to say things like that because I don't want to say them lightly or passively, but that really is the message that's coming through. So it feels like transformation at the DNA level happening for you. It might feel good at this time to be embraced by a loved one, like to be stroked, like touched gently, feeling like this kind of physical nurturing or embrace could be supportive for you at this time. I'm hearing underbelly, like the dark underbelly of something is being exposed. And belly up. Is that a saying? I'm gonna look that up. Okay, so it says the idiom belly up means to fail or go bankrupt, often used in a business or financial context. It's a colloquial way of saying that something has ceased to exist or is hopelessly ruined. The phrase is thought to have originated from the image of a dead fish floating with its belly facing upward. Okay, and then let's look up underbelly. The saying underbelly refers to a vulnerable, weak, or hidden part of something. It can describe a weak point in a plan, a hidden flaw in a person, or the unpleasant or criminal side of society. The term also has a literal meaning referring to the lower part of an object or an animal, often the most vulnerable area. Okay, and I said something is being exposed. Maybe all of this is to say that you're feeling vulnerable at this time and you're feeling more sensitive to your weaknesses being exposed. That's the message that I'm getting. And so why is that, Spirit? Let's get a little bit deeper into your energy and why you're experiencing this sensitivity at this time. Okay, 2 cards wanted to come out for you. So we have the Devil followed by the Two of Wands. At the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. I'm feeling like almost like a stubborn energy here. Maybe it's a part of yourself or habit that you are having trouble letting go of. It feels like it's stuck, but it's not. It's maybe maybe you're having the perspective that this is stuck or that you can't. It's drawing you in. Once again, it almost feels like that original message of, if somebody says something petty to you, like normally that wouldn't get to you because you would feel like grounded in your own energy. But it feels like at this time, you're maybe more sensitive. So just be aware of that because lower energies or people, you know, who aren't in the best place and maybe trying to bring you down or like, yeah, you might be more susceptible to these lower vibrational energies than you would normally be. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing inherently bad or wrong about this. It's literally just Spirit coming in to say, like, you're sensitive at this time because of perhaps these DNA upgrades that you're going through. And so because these changes are happening, you might just be a little more susceptible to, like, let's say negative thoughts or being held down by a wave of grief or thoughts that aren't necessarily going to be uplifting and supporting, or comments that people say. Those kinds of things might get to you more than they usually do. But I do see you ignoring them well and putting your focus towards traveling, taking a trip, taking a vacation. This woman's holding like a kind of pull here. Maybe that's relevant to you in some way. Yeah, it feels like you're ready to move past this, move beyond this, and really just focus your attention elsewhere. Like I said, maybe a trip, a vacation, some sort of travel. Maybe you're longing to get your bare feet on the earth, do some grounding, spend some time in nature with animals. Yeah, it's almost like you know you have the power to, where your attention flows, energy grows, or what is it? I'm gonna become known for like saying expressions wrong, and I really don't want to be, so I need to stop. But yeah, you know that you have the power to shift the narrative that you're telling yourself, your focus, and put your energy into something else. And so even though you might be feeling like those addictions or those things that could try to bring you down might be like pestering at you, you're not going to let it get the best of you. Ooh, that was kind of a bit of a long-winded message. I think it was a little bit tricky to read, and so I hope it came through clearly for you. Let me know in the comments how this is manifesting in your life. Group 3, please, Spirit. Messages for group number 3. A blessing for solace and hope. Okay, and at the back of the deck, we have a blessing for protection. I'm seeing something here about your ancestry, your lineage, your culture, where you come from, wanting to come through to you, wanting to empower you in some way. Yeah, like wanting to come out of the darkness into the light. Once again, I'm hearing expose. So maybe something wants to be exposed. Okay, a blessing to lift sadness is coming through too. So maybe something will be exposed about your culture, lineage, history that will help you to kind of lift sadness. But all 3 messages in the collective right now, there's almost like a heavy energy. And so if you're experiencing that, know that it's not just you, and it's kind of in the collective right now. I'm also feeling this card. A blessing of the air. Okay, this also came through, I think, for group 1. So just know that your perspective on things is shifting. And once again, it goes back to that message of you have the power within you to shift your perspective, to shift the narrative that you're telling yourself. Maybe to shift the narrative of what your culture told you. Group 3, please, Spirit. Okay, we have lake with stillness. Yeah, it's like, remember how I said maybe you want to spend more time in nature or go on a trip or vacation? It's like your soul is longing for peace. And maybe you feel a sense of peace in nature. Things are going to be warming up is what I'm hearing. So maybe you'll be traveling to somewhere warm. Or maybe it's to say that if you're feeling out in the cold in some way now, things are going to warm up or get warmer. So we have the squirrel. Declutter your mind. Store only that which serves you. Yes, and that feels like the process that you're going through right now. You're kind of like sifting through your beliefs about things, your perspectives on things, and saying, okay, is this really serving me to look at things in this way? No. Okay, get rid of that. Is it serving me to look at things in this way? Yeah, kind of. Okay, I'll keep that for now. So you're kind of like organizing your thoughts, almost like. We also have at the back of the deck the peacock. Strut your stuff, show your true colors. So yeah, this message is coming through for the collective too, of like, be true to who you are. It's okay to be different. It's also making me think of how they say that there's more colors, but we can only perceive so many colors. But it doesn't mean that other colors don't exist. Yeah, kind of having breakthroughs in your mentality and the way that you're thinking about things. And I think you're going to have more breakthroughs when you get to this place of stillness, which might come through this trip or vacation that you're taking, or just really spending time quieting your mind and being present, like within nature, is really coming through. Because here your soul speaks. And it's almost like you can perceive colors that you wouldn't normally be able to perceive, or you can have downloads or messages come through into your consciousness, see things in a new way that you wouldn't have been able to without creating this space. Okay, sacred pool. Burning some sage could be really good for you. I'm really smelling sage right now, feeling the smoke coming up. So smudging, clearing with smoke at this time could be really good for you. And I have a video about that. I'll link it in this video. If you've never done that before, you can look into it, learn a little bit more about it. But if you're used to it, just do it, because it's really going to help you, maybe even like daily right now. Just because, like I said, you're a little bit susceptible to those lower energies. Like I said, nothing to be afraid of, but just maybe doing a smoke cleanse daily would be really great practice for you to incorporate, just to like clear it out. Clear it out. At the back of the deck, we have unexpected visitors. Okay, so you might have an unexpected visitor pop into your life. Somebody trying to weasel their way back in is what I'm hearing. Maybe somebody from your family, from your culture. Maybe trying to pull you back into an old version of self, but you're not gonna go. It's like you're this little toad on this magical mushroom here, and you're like, nope, I'm not that person anymore. I'm now this magical toad on this mushroom, and yeah, I'm no longer that person who you once knew, so I won't be joining you there in that level of consciousness, in that place anymore. Okay, let's get one last card to close out your reading. One final message for group 3, please, Spirit. Okay, we have the 9 of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles at the back of the deck. So the message I'm hearing is you might be a little bit worried about money, concerned about your finances, but Spirit is asking you to look around at all the abundance that you're living in. Sometimes we're thinking from a place of lack. but it's just in our thoughts. It's not real. What's real is what we're living, what we're experiencing right now. And this goes back to, the power of now, Eckhart Tolle. All that exists is this present moment. And when we live in this present moment and we get out of the future, we get out of the past, and we're present, everything's fine. We're abundant. We have food, we have water, we have shelter, we have everything that we need right now. And so your spirit team is just reminding you of that. Don't let it cause sleepless nights worrying about the future, worrying about where the finances are going to come from, how they're going to come. The more that you can be present and trust and believe and stay in that abundance mindset and vibration now, it's really going to support you on your path, and that's how it ends up coming in the future. So yeah, spirit guides just wanted to pop in and share that message. Don't let it keep you up at night because you're worrying for nothing. Don't worry for nothing, they're saying. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for you, group 3. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. Go ahead and comment down below and let me know how it resonated with you. Give it a like if you liked it, and feel free to share it with a friend who you think will enjoy receiving the reading. Bye, group 3.